Do you think that's a big issue with because a lot of guys don't know what they want from life, that they suddenly get shaped by their job, they get shaped by their family, they lose their hobbies because they're told what to do. They follow the ringleaders rather than follow their own path. And, it's hard for guys to change because they don't even know what they want to change to.
Yeah, I mean, you've asked about a dozen questions there, but
Yes, I
one
have
thing
a
I want
tendency of that.
to, what I would, let's pick out these bit by bits and break them down. So, first things first, right? So, what we need to understand as guys, especially when you start to hit 40, we do not operate on the same biological timeline. So, let me just break that down, what I mean by that. So, if a lady wants to have children, she needs to have a work to a safety window of a healthy delivery, right? So there's a bit of a timestamp there of once you start going past 35, it becomes much more difficult. We know this because me and my wife, we'd lost a son and daughter. So know what's at stake here. We can also argue that women grow up faster and develop faster than men. But on the flip side, you've got guys generally they want to provide, right? So what happens? They're using their 20s to learn their trade, their craft, and basically they maybe decide they're going to go off and build a business and would have some failures along the way. So you could say, in terms of earning power, all this starts to take shape in their mid 30s and peaks mid 50s. This is going to be the time that you have your most resources, assets, and career on lock. So when you think about it, if you're working off your partner's timeline, you're looking at it as, okay, kids 28, 29, 30, yeah, or before 35. And then
Hmm.
35 is 5 years away from 40. But you haven't got your shit together normally if you decided to do this, because most people don't have what they want until their mid 30s anyway. So a guy might think, oh, okay, well, we've had all the children now, now it's time to move into the second half of life. When the reality is, if you've done a lot of work and you've built certain things, you peak 35 to 55. But because you're following the biological timeline of your partner, because that's fine, it's not a problem. But you see it that way. And the other side of that as well is years ago, and we're talking about centuries, men used to live to about 40 generally, whether that's through going back really early. If you look at evolutional psychology and biology, now they'll get to something like 40, but that'll be disease, war, lack of medicine, etc. So there might be something that plays in there that you hit a certain age and you go, boom, that's it. Or you realize you're roughly halfway through your life. So then you go, well, what's it all about? What am I going to do next that's going to make a difference to my life? What's going to give me purpose now? Because you may have got the house, paid off the mortgage, or in a good paying job, and then you're getting bored with the job now. Your kids are starting to grow up. You may not have the same level of intimacy and stuff in the relationship with your partner. So you start to get dissatisfied. You start to maybe feel like I'm a wallet. I turn up, do this, take care of the kids, da da da. And there's the lack of appreciation there. But all that stuff can start to fester. And so then you decide, well, what's next? And then if you've got your peer groups disappeared and then you don't go out with all your friends, then you're going to start to feel isolated. So really, it's like, how do you build all these factors back in and learn the fact that, as I'm 47, and I mentioned before this call,